right, welcome to the OGs on the CK, Conversations with Kelly. We have yet another segment of a staff member who has been with St. John's for a really long time. This is our Safety and Security Supervisor, Rob Wilkerson. Yay! All right, Rob, tell us, first of all, how long have you been at St. John's?
I've been with St. John's for 22 years.
22 years. And tell us about your journey, because you were not always in safety and security. You started off differently. So tell us a little bit about that.
So I started here in 2004. I'd gotten directly out of the service and went into the CNA class.
Nice.
And from there, started on Wing 6 in February of 04 and worked pretty much Wing 6 until I think it was March 2006, with a little bit of time gone because I got deployed with the National Guard during that time as well.
You did? You got deployed while you were working at St. John's?
I did.
Wow.
So,
that's interesting.
yeah.
Where were you deployed at?
Well, I only got to go to Louisiana and down to Texas, El Paso, Texas.
Nice.
Didn't end up going across the pond with everybody else on that one. So.
Yeah, very nice. Well, thank you for your service. I knew you were in the service just because I've known you for a really long time. But also you're part of the VERG committee, the Veterans Employee Resource Group, which is really cool. So you went from CNA into safety and security. You weren't always the supervisor. Did you start out as a supervisor?
No, I didn't. I started out just doing night shifts in 2006. Probably did that for the most part, until around 2008, August or so of 2008, kind of picked up a little bit of supervisory of it around that time. And then around 2015, kind of took over really the whole management of the department, with the changing of the guard of some senior management at that time.
Well, and you don't do just security. So you do things like all of the safety stuff, which people may not know, but you do a lot of the safety things.
Yeah, so about 2008 is when I started picking up a lot of that safety side of the program. And then around 2010, started picking up a lot of the fire life safety, started helping Tom out with the surveys and things of that nature. Mm-hmm. I can't remember if it was 09 or 2010. But yeah, I started helping with the fire life safety surveys and stuff like that, and kind of took over that by 2015. Like I said, it was pretty much on my plate.
Yeah.
So. Well,
and what people don't know about Rob is when COVID hit, we prepare for all of these emergency things all the time. Thank you, Rob. Always preparing. But when COVID hit, we really got to put that into play. And I always remember that the first thing you did was set up incident command.
We did. We set up an incident command. That ran about 2.5 years. Yeah. That ran anywhere from meeting. I think at the height we were meeting twice a month to down to monthly to, I think towards the end it got closer to maybe quarterly, but a little meeting here and there. But yeah, we and the size and scope of it went from being almost 45 people on the team to sometimes, I think towards the end it was probably only about 15 people on it. So yeah, I mean, you don't ever want to have to utilize those skills, but your skills definitely showed up in COVID, because we weren't really sure what we were dealing with, to dealing with a whole bunch of stuff, to trying to finally figure it out. It's a lot of people doing the right thing.
Yes.
To work through that.
Yeah. So tell me about changes you've seen at St. John's, all the stuff you've been through.
All the changes. When I started at St. John's in 2004, it was a legacy building in Mission Ridge and Vista.
Yeah.
I got deployed and I came back to Moorburg and Langamo, sitting on the campus. And then over the years, those changes, our footprint has grown immensely. And then, so I mean, that's created all sorts of extra things to do with that big footprint. But also on top of that, regulatory changes have been just drastic. What's expected of skilled nursing on the fire life safety side, on the nursing side, all of that. Even what's expected on the assisted living side has drastically grown. So I think those have been some of our biggest changes. We've changed not how we care, but who we care for as well. I think 187 beds down to 58, if I'm not mistaken, is the right number on the skilled side, but still caring for people. That's what's important.
Exactly.
But I think tripled our AL numbers in that time frame, maybe.
So out of all of the changes, or maybe out of all of your positions, what have you enjoyed about working at St. John's?
My favorite thing about working at St. John's is being able to get out there and just have that conversation, have that one-on-one with staff, with residents and things like that. Just being able to talk to people, being able to just make that connection. It's to me, one of the best parts about being here is just being able to do that, to get out and make connections. People here are great. So.
I like that. So you've been in leadership how many years do you think?
In some parts, for the most part, about heavily 10 years. But in some parts, probably 15 years. Dealing, as part of the leadership.
And leader in lots of different ways, but part of the leadership probably for the last 10 years. What would you say to a new upcoming leader here at St. John's? What advice do you have?
Be willing to listen, have empathy, patience. It's all those things are really important, and it's not just with your elders; it's with your staff. Those are very important pieces. To working here. It's the kind of environment I think that we are, is that. So
I like that. And if you had advice for your younger self, younger Rob, what kind of advice would you give yourself?
If I had advice for my younger self, take care of myself better. First and foremost, take care of myself better. Don't do the dumb things that are causing my present pains, regrets, and things that I wish I did, probably taking care of myself better would have led to some of those. Spent a lot more time with my kids. I spent a lot of time away from them, some more than others. And then as I've grown older, I'm finding myself finally sitting down and relaxing enough to read. I wish I would have started getting into that a lot earlier. So
that's very. I didn't know that about you. Tell us some fun facts about Rob. What do you like to do for fun?
What do I like to do for fun? Well, unfortunately, I say unfortunately, I'm a gamer. So, I do quite a bit of that. No first-person shooters. That's not my thing. I don't know. Let's just say life experience turned me away from being that kind of gamer. But civilization type building games, like I said, I've found myself to where picking up a good book, science fiction.
I was going to ask you, what's your genre?
Science fiction and fantasy.
Do you have a favorite author?
Asimov probably is my favorite author of all times. But yeah, that's mostly what I do for fun. And then obviously, as some people know, I take care of a large flock of yard birds or chickens.
I've heard that. Do you sell eggs or do you just give them?
There's a combination of both of that. I sell eggs to people who I can sell eggs to, but on occasion, I'm not going to say that eggs don't end up in places where there was no money exchanged for them.
Gotcha. And so we're building Aries now, and that's going to be a very large space. What does that mean for safety and security?
it's a huge building, but it'll probably actually be one of our most secure buildings that we have, just by design already, and looking at how it's going to be designed. Like I said, probably one of our most secure buildings. It'll bring a whole bunch of new people onto campus, and I just, in some aspects it's more work, but in other aspects I don't really expect a huge change.
Right.
Honestly, it's just another building that we have to monitor, maintain, and
get cameras for. Rob and I bond over cameras a whole bunch, so we're well cameraed.
I don't know what the number is for that building, but it is well cameraed.
Very nice.
Yes.
Very nice.
And lots of locks.
Lots of locks. What kind of locking system are we sharing that?
Not gonna fully share it this time.
Okay,
yet.
We'll just leave it there.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. I think that's all the questions I have for you. Thank you so much for doing this with me. It's been very fun to learn about Rob a little bit, and watch for next month for our next Conversations with Kelly. See ya.